Welcome to Animates, a retro anime review comedy podcast. These episodes contain spoilers and adult language, so stick around if you're cool like that.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to your favorite retro anime review podcast. I'm your one host, Lindsay, followed by and joined by none other than Mackenzie. Hello, Mackenzie.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Wie geht's?
Très bien.
Good.
Yes. French and German are the same language, right?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
I thought so.
Oh, man. Yeah, so we're back to me hosting this week, Mackenzie, and how are you feeling about that?
I mean, after your last hosting session, not great.
No, that's fair. Yeah, for those of you who don't remember, I made Mackenzie watch Dragon Ball Evolution. It was a time that definitely didn't put the strength of our friendship and the podcast to the test.
I am still reeling.
Oh.
I need it wiped from my memory.
Oh, man. Well, this week I figured since you were such a good sport for April Fools, I'd probably give you something that you love.
Okay.
You know, I know this sounds familiar because I gave you technically something that you love for your
April Fools?
But then I also made you watch something you love, Burn.
Yeah, so hold on a second. You're gonna give me a Catgirl fantasy with robots, but it's super friggin' lolly looking, right? That's what you're about to do? You're about to give me something I love and then ruin it entirely?
Yep, 100%. It's April Fools 2.0, baby.
We are not anime out of context.
No. So originally I was gonna give you Princess Mononoke because your screening of it got canceled a couple weeks ago, and I was really sad, and I've never actually seen that movie.
Well, I watched it anyways the other week. So.
I know, and then you told me that you watched it, and I was like, well, damn it, now I can't bring that. So we're not watching Princess Mononoke. Everybody chill out, calm down. No, I thought we'd, maybe go on an actual adventure this week that doesn't have, like, green screen lava pits and weird green screen open roads that are, filmed in a cheap abandoned factory out of country to try and save money.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's not from the 70s, is it?
No, it's also not from the 70s.
Okay, good.
It's from 2001.
Interesting.
Instead, I thought maybe we'd go to, like, I don't know, just like a bathhouse just beyond our realm in kind of like a parallel dimension, maybe, where we can go and like fill our bellies and relax and maybe meet some interesting characters. Does that sound like a fun time?
I wonder what this could possibly be.
Get ready to be spirited away as we watch 2001. Yeah, we watched Hayao Miyazaki's.
So you just punned using the name of the show to introduce the name of the show.
I absolutely did. You're welcome, everybody. I should be a stand-up comedian.
We should hog tie you like her parents.
Wait, what?
Have you not seen this movie?
No, I have. I just...
her parents get turned to pigs and they tie them up in the barn.
We're going to learn a lot about me, apparently, just by where my brain immediately went when you said hogtied.
Yeah. 2002s or 2001s Spirited Away.
Yeah, this movie is incredible. Do you know how Hayao Miyazaki came up with the idea for this movie?
I'm assuming he was in a bathhouse.
No. Okay, but the bathhouse is inspired by the bathhouse that was in his childhood city, I guess, where he grew up.
His town.
Yeah, his town, because it was always such a mysterious place to him, and so he would think of stories of what was behind the bathhouse.
Oh.
But actually, so he was on vacation with his family and 5 girls who were family friends, but he kept seeing all the little magazines that these girls were leaving around, and they were all talking about cute crushes and romance. And he was like, girls want more than that. This isn't what girls care about. And so he wanted to create a story with a young heroine for them to look up to, which I think is really adorable and really lovely, because one thing that's been driving me fucking nuts as we've been doing this podcast is female representation. And I just love that someone created a heroine for young girls to look up to. So the quote for Miyazaki for this was, I created a heroine who is an ordinary girl, sometimes with whom the audience can sympathize. And it's not a story in which the characters grow up, but a story in which they draw on something already inside of them, brought out by particular circumstances. I want my young friends to live like that, and I think they too have such a wish.
I mean, that is true. The movie is very it's not like she gets isekai to another world and instantly becomes like, gets a superpower or gets skills or something. She is literally like told, you're kind of useless, so go ask this guy for a job so you don't die.
Yeah, you're like very bland and very plain. And yeah, through this kind of story, she's able to kind of draw upon whatever is already inside of her and kind of go on this journey of self-discovery, which I think is really, really, really lovely.
Well, that's good. So I did cozy last week. You're doing more or less cozy this week.
Yeah.
It's good that we had 2 episodes of cozy, because my next one is, I'm pretty sure, going to be mostly just murder. So
ooh, I'm excited.
We're gonna get to relax a bit before this.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, Miyazaki's always kind of a home run. That man makes a lot of good movies, especially back in the other day. Did we talk about favorite movies before? Is this one your favorite Miyazaki film?
It's a great question. We're gonna have to come back to that in part 2, and I have some time to think about it.
Okay, well then we will. You think on that, and I guess we'll give each other's favorite Miyazaki films when we come back.
Alrighty.
Let's fly away, watch a movie, go to a bathhouse, have some fun, watch some great movies. Watch the Academy Award-winning movie Spirited Away.
Yay!
Yay! And we are back from watching Spirited Away. And Mackenzie, after the hell I put you through that was April Fool's, was this a nice herbal soak for you, or was it a smelly, sludgy muck of a mess?
I mean, it's Ghibli, so the chance of it being a muck of a mess is incredibly low.
Oh, yeah.
Except for that weird 3D one they did a couple of years ago, which I refused to watch because it just looks stupid and terrible. Something about an earwig or something. It just looks ugly as sin.
Oh, no.
But no, I mean, it's Spirited Away.
Mm.
It's always good. It's always incredibly beautiful and stunning, and the music is always fantastic. And I mean, it is one of the Ghibli films that did win an Oscar. So
it's true. It is an Academy Award-winning film.
Although technically Miyazaki never picked up the Oscar.
Oh, he didn't?
He refused to because of America's involvement in the Iraq War at the time.
That's fair.
And he says, as much as I'd like this prize, I can't support it when the country who gave it to me is engaging in the current events going on in the world right now.
Yeah, that's 100% fair.
Miyazaki's a chill dude like that.
He's very anti-war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
see a lot of his previous works.
Exactly. But no, Spirited Away is one of those films that spirits you away.
Oh my gosh, way to steal my pun.
Yeah, I know you. But like, it really does, because it's one of those films that doesn't take you far away, but still takes you to a completely different world. Even though it's set in one building pretty much for 90% of the film.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's another thing. It's 2 hours long.
It's quite long.
But it goes by quick.
Well, yeah, it's so lush and it's filled with so much going on that it keeps your interest. Like, I didn't really look at my phone a lot while I was watching this movie.
No, I was like, all of a sudden I like had to pause it because my cat was getting into some stuff. And I was like, I'm fucking halfway through this? Holy shit.
He was just eating his ass again.
No one's going to get that reference.
Listen to the very end of the last episode.
Oh, you caught that?
I did.
But no, it's for being from 2003 when CGI was becoming like more and more popular. The fact that 98% of this is all hand drawn is
incredible.
It's absolutely incredible. Yeah,
because Miyazaki was talking about like during the production of this, he didn't want to use the CGI to take away from, like, he only wanted to use it as something to enhance the storytelling. He doesn't want it to, like, I don't know, make a big deal out of it, because it's true. Like, the moments where they use the CGI is very specifically and very intentionally placed. Whereas I feel like if they used more of it, you would lose the magic that is a Miyazaki film.
And when you say it's intentionally placed, it's usually placed in spots where it's meant to feel like unnerving.
Ethereal.
Like when you move through all of those hallways really quickly and they're all growing and expanding, that's an example of one of the CGI scenes. Real art applied on top of a 3D block, but it's used to like make it feel as if you're shifting through something and feeling a little more otherworldly. And it works, which is great. And I learned while looking up some stuff for this film that it was being made before there was a script.
Really?
They were already like doing storyboarding and starting production before they have a script, because he doesn't specifically said, I don't have the story finished and ready when we start work on most of our films.
Interesting. So maybe it's like the process is very collaborative. I know that there's specific. Wow, I can't say the word specific. I know that when I've worked with specific theater companies in the past, they'll go in to a show not having a script because they want that collaborative process of building this story together.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you're animating, you do something and then you realize, hey, wait a second, this would be better if we did all of this, and maybe it just swaps. And so I think that's a fair kind of way. You can't do that with film because, you know.
Well, yeah, because you kind of can, because you can have like The Office. A lot of it is like some of it is
that's
scripted.
A bit different.
Yeah,
but I mean, you can't go into like a Marvel movie without a fucking script.
No, there's too much money in that.
Exactly.
Yeah, good Lord. No, they don't. They CGI everything.
They don't CGI talking.
Oh man, just wait.
Well, true.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think that brings into a really good point that revolves around the whole AI discussion and things like that. Like, those little human mistakes and the tinkering and the playing is what makes art and film and all of these different mediums so wonderful and irreplaceable by AI. And I think people need to, when I say people, I mean like billionaire CEO asshole monsters need to remember that. You know,
they don't care about
humanity.
They want things easy and accessible without having to pay actual artists to do it. Exactly.
I know, but I was like, you need to pay your artists because they come up with cool things and you need to let people play. And yeah.
Look, AI is already starting to bastardize itself and use AI to train its own images, and some of it's very funny.
Amazing.
But the weird thing I learned about this is that the girl who plays Chihiro is the girl who played the Samara from The Ring.
I love that so much. That's hilarious.
Like, that's a wild fact. To be like, hi, I'm innocent Chihiro. I'm also the girl from The Ring.
Apparently she was in Donnie Darko.
I mean, she was like actually 10 or something when she voiced this role, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't actually have some adult be like, hi, I'm 10.
Oh, I lied. She wasn't in Donnie Darko. She was in the sequel, S. Darko. She was Samantha Darko.
Oh.
Wow. Womp womp.
Womp womp, indeed. No, it's the voice cast, even though they didn't do a lot for like anime stuff, and some of them do have some like actual voice roles, most of them are just actors.
Mm-hmm.
But they did a great job.
Oh, absolutely. They sent it.
That is kind of one of the things with Ghibli and becoming, doing dubs is they don't fuck around.
No. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate that they, treat this like these beautiful works of art seriously with the attention to detail they deserve.
Yeah, this is the second highest grossing movie ever in Japan.
It was the highest grossing film in Japan. It made 31.68 billion yen.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only surpassed by Demon Slayer, the movie, in 2020.
Mildly depressing.
I know.
I've heard Demon Slayer is amazing, but to beat out this is crazy. Because there's so much
kind of absurd
effort put into it. Like, even like Haku in his dragon form, they literally
so cool.
used real animals to get the motion for like dog's mouth moving when like he was being fed or like things like that. They used like a snake as like it was fall. They literally had a snake fall onto something safe and soft.
I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds awful.
No. They made sure it was safe. They were they used geckos to manage it, like crawling on a wall when it fell, because they wanted to have that grace. They had a snake fall into something safe. So much fucking stuff was done to make sure this looked so damn good.
Well, and I think they fucking accomplished it.
But the intro to this film is kind of infuriating.
What do you mean?
Because the parents do not seem to give a shit about their kid.
Oh, not at all.
Dad's speeding. Mom is not in any way making Chihiro feel better about moving.
Or, like, put a seatbelt on.
Yeah, like nothing's going on.
Yeah.
Like, she's kind of a dick to her. She's like, I'm squishing my flower. She's like, yeah, you dumb bitch.
She's like, well, maybe you shouldn't fondle them so much. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like, come on, man. You just moved your child to another fucking town.
You just uprooted her from her entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, come on now.
Yeah.
It's if your kids
and then they're like, we'll go see what this is. And Chihiro's like, I don't want to. And they're like, okay, you just stay here then, I guess. And
in the woods.
Yep.
Like, and then like she's like struggling on rocks trying to catch up with her parents, and they're just like, hurry up, you dumb bitch. There's food to eat.
Slow. Something smells delicious. We gotta go.
And so like
It's
for that,
ridiculous.
I always get annoyed whenever I watch this because like it's set against this beautiful backdrop, but they're just
Mhm.
being a dick to this kid. But like if I'll be honest, if I moved to a place that had an abandoned theme park set amongst like the wilderness, I would have been
never be
so
home.
stoked.
I would have never gone home. I would have been like,
No.
you know where I am. I'm at the abandoned theme park.
Yeah. I won't go on anything dangerous. I'm just going to explore and build houses out of the little houses, like little clubhouse and stuff. Like, hell freaking yeah.
See what was left behind.
And then, like, they get to the fucking food, and the parents are just instantly like, I will pay later. Daddy's got credit cards and cash.
Yeah, which I was
Like,
like, oh my gosh.
Don't
Well,
worry about fighting the attendant. Maybe this food is for an event, but we're just going to dig right into it.
Well, even just like the basics of your danger sense.
Mhm.
Like you're in this abandoned theme park and you smell something good and you just go, yeah, obviously this is safe to eat. And you know what? Let's not just eat a little bit. Let's eat a lot of it. Because I mean,
Hell
like,
yeah.
obviously we're entitled to it because we found it.
Yeah. And so, like, that always also annoys me. And then they're just like, yeah, you go do your thing, daughter. We're just going to keep eating. And I'm like, guys.
Yep. It's that whole overconsumptionism and Western culture influence. It's great.
But yeah, so like Chihiro goes out and wanders alone. And like you might think as a first time viewer, you're like, oh, we're going to get some like exploration, see some stuff, have a bit of like a slow burn. It's a long movie. Nah, motherfucker. We're
going straight into it.
With like the beautiful introduction scene of like all of these like glowing lights and like Chihiro melting away into nothing and the arrival of this boat with all these spirits. Like Ghibli does amazing amber lighting. I don't know what it is about them, but their amber lighting is always incredible. And this is all just happening while this child is having a mentee bee.
Yep.
Like...
I mean, fair. I would also have a meant to be if I was like, oh gosh, my parents just turned into pigs and now there's spirits everywhere and I don't know where I am. I just want to go home and now I'm disappearing like Marty McFly and Back to the Future.
And then boy shows up and gives me candy and I'm no longer disappearing. And like, it's the whole point of this first part is like, hey, don't get caught. Oops, you breathed. Now we're caught. Okay, you need to get a job or else you're going to die.
Yeah. Man, I love that little frog guy. Who's like,
oh my gosh,
just sabotages their plan by accident. It's great.
Fucking that little frog. I just like, I'm so glad that when he's like, you need to go to the boiler room, that she doesn't spend the whole time going step by step. That I'm glad she slips and has to run for her fucking life down these stairs.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
Because, wait, have you seen this before?
So I have seen this movie before, but it is so dense that I think I just like forgot a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay. Just checking. But no, if they made her crawl down every fucking step, I would have lose my mind every time I watch it.
I was like, she was 2 steps down and I was like, girl, we gotta go.
Every time I watch it, I'm like, come on, get to the slipping part.
What is the opposite of plot armor? Where it's like plot sabotage, where it's like, we needed that step to break because Jesus Christ, this girl was gonna take forever to get down those stairs.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, so she gets to the boiler room. God, I know she's a child, but she's so fucking whiny for 10 years old.
I know. I'm like, God, children are the worst.
Yeah, but this boiler room is run by one dude. He does everything for this whole fucking place. Mm-hmm. One guy. And like, it's a giant apothecary, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And like, this dude has worked to the damn bone.
Man,
like, if
I just love that he has like just walls of supplies and herbs and, you know, all these things. They're just, I love them so much.
I love a good apothecary. We have one in my city and it smells amazing. They carry
everything.
Gosh,
I love the apothecary.
It's so good.
It's wonderful.
But like, if this dude didn't have his soot sprites to help him, he'd have to also do the coal. Like, I know he's got lots of arms that can stretch, but like, my guy.
I know. I love this.
Get this man a helper.
He doesn't need one.
No, well, he's got the soot sprite, except Chihiro is trying to get a job and then she like ends up stealing it from a little soot sprite, which if this is your first time watching it, you're kind of like, wow, rude, trying to steal from these sprites. But then,
well, I just thought it was funny that he's like, stop trying to steal other people's jobs. And I was like, she was just trying to help.
Yeah, but this causes issues because all the soot sprites realize that if they drop the coal on top of themselves, she'll do their job for them.
Yeah, which is so funny. But then it's also like, she'll do your job for you, and then you don't exist.
Yeah, and then he like reminds them, like, you will die if you don't do your fucking job.
You return to soot.
Exactly. But yeah, it's okay. It's lunchtime, so they get to eat a bunch of candy because Lynn shows
candy
up.
Looked so good.
They sell that candy.
Yep.
But like Lynn shows up and she freaks the fuck out. She's like, there's a fucking human.
Go to the fucking... I was like, what are you, Lynn?
I can tell you what she is.
Tell me what she is.
In the art book, she is a white fox, so she's a fox spirit.
She's a foxy lady.
Yeah, so that's what she is. Because I was also like, she looks human. What is she?
Yeah. I was like, I don't understand.
Fox. But she gets given a fried newt, roasted newt.
Yeah, roast, yeah, like something like that, yeah.
Everyone's really excited about these roasted newts for some reason.
I know, I was like, you have all this beautiful food in this bathhouse and you're excited about a roasted newt?
I mean, that's like being like, look at all this amazingly cooked food and then showing me a bag of candy, you know? Like,
here's some Haribos.
I'm gonna want the Haribos.
Oh, man.
But they're like, she needs a job. And instantly we learn that like the Boilerman Kamaji is not actually a bad, angry dude.
No.
He's a good dude. And he's like, it's my
He's
granddaughter.
He's a curmudgeon.
Yeah. He's like, here's a thumbs up. Go get a job, girl.
You know what's funny is I was like, I understand this old man because I know so many of these cranky old men.
Yeah.
Who are like kind of assholes, but also are big softies.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the whole point here is that Lin is taking Chihiro to Yubaba. We go on a little journey and we get to experience what Ghibli does best, which is their character designs.
The radish spirit.
Because all of these spirits in yokai look great, especially the radish spirit, who's actually knows what's going on and he's helping out.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
Get her to the top. And like, the one thing this film makes me sad about is because on our way to Yubaba, we like see all of this beautiful internal architecture and like wallpapers and design.
It's so luscious.
And then I think of like Canadian architecture and I'm like,
to be fair, Japan has been around a lot longer.
Yeah, but that means that we could have had some inspiration we could have taken from stuff, not just fucking square box, square box, square box, square box, square box. Even the fucking churches here are square ass boxes.
I mean, we just need to go to Montreal, I guess.
Yeah, sure. But you get what I'm saying.
Yes,
how come wallpaper went away?
I have no idea. I have wallpaper in my house because I was like, fuck this, I want luscious walls. Oh shit, this is expensive. I want one luscious wall.
I guess that's a good point. Wallpaper is expensive.
My gosh.
But yeah, like she gets there. She's like, I want a job. She's like, no, fuck you. But then her baby's crying and she's stressed, which I understand. So she's like, all right, fine. I'm legally obligated to give you a fucking job. So here you go. No one wants you though. The frogs don't want you. The Yuna don't want you. You're stuck with Lin. She's a good egg. It's fine.
Yeah.
But like, Chihiro feels like she's never done anything in her life for cleaning. So you get this cleaning montage of her working. She sucks at everything.
She's so useless and klutzy.
Like, her parents must have done nothing. Or sorry, have done everything for her so that she had to do fucking nothing because she's so useless.
Oh my god.
She's 10 and she can't fucking clean a floor.
Well, she can. She's just very slow. And I guess it's very slippery.
Regardless, she's kind of useless.
Yeah.
But like, she's so useless that they're like, hey, guess what? You two get to go clean the gross tub.
Oh, the big, big gross tub. You're like,
that
oh no.
hasn't been cleaned in months.
My favorite is they're like, this sludge isn't coming off. Just go get an herbal bath and then it'll cover up all the smell and all the sludge. It'll be fine.
And like, she's not going to get it, except No Face has arrived and she lets him in accidentally at one point and he's like, hey, here's a token. What's really funny to me looking at the Mal page is the fact that there's a voice actor for...
What? That's hilarious. There's a just, I mean, I was like, duh. Yeah, I guess for the like little,
Now, to be fair, it is the same voice actor who does his voice when he's actually talking.
Oh, okay, so it's like
when
the
he
frog?
like ingests the frog, yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Ogaru the frog is the same voice actor as him, but it's just funnier in my brain to just be like one guy coming in like, I'm going to be in a Ghibli movie. What am I doing?
Let me just do my vocal warm-ups. All right. Me.
And they're like, great, thanks, see ya. No, he does have more role, but it is just such a funny thought to just be like, nah, this is this guy's only thing.
Yeah, this is the only thing he came in for in 4-hour sessions, and he just, yeah. And they're like, okay, just one more for safety. He's like,
For our sake, the voice actor that does the frog also does parts in Robot Carnival and Lily Cat.
Oh, cool.
Two things we have reviewed.
My brain automatically went to Robot Chicken instead of Robot Carnival.
I mean,
I think Robot Chicken was on my brain because of our Patreon.
Oh yes,
yeah.
I make you build your perfect anime figure collection.
Oh man,
check that out at patreon.com/animates.
And then stay tuned for the cursed unhinged one that we'll have coming soon.
Yes, the hentai version. If you have any hentai figures that don't involve lollies or people under 18 that you want me to make Lindsay have to choose from, email it to animates@gmail.com.
Give us your worst.
Yeah, but yeah, gross bath. It gets grosser because like some smelly ass spirit's showing up, and he's like, he's polite. He pays for his bath.
Yeah, he's very polite.
And they're just like, well, sorry, Sen and Lynn. Sen is also Chihiro, by the way, for anyone who hasn't seen this. They're like, guess what? You get to handle this guy. It's gonna stink so bad, it's gonna literally melt cloth. Have fun.
I'm surprised it doesn't peel all the beautiful wallpaper.
I probably was, if we think about it. But like this dude is like leaking ooze and goo everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't do well with goo.
Interesting. Okay, so this was a little tough for you.
I do not like, you open up something that's like gross and rancid, that's fine. But when it's ooey and gooey, I'm just like, huh.
The gelatinous stuff.
I'll handle it, but I just at the thought of it. So gross.
I had to throw out some Tupperware today for my fridge.
Tisk tisk.
I'm an adult.
But yeah, he like gets in the bath and it's so gross and like instantly overflows with his muck, and they like refill it after she's like literally moving through like 2 feet of muck.
Oh, it's gross.
And like finally, Sen's doing something without whining, probably because she's just so focused on not drowning in muck.
Mm-hmm.
But like this whole scene is incredible because the amount of stuff that they end up pulling out of the spirit is wild. Because they're like, oh, what's this? There's something stuck in him. Oh,
he's got a thorn in his side.
Entire fucking river's worth of shit because he's the river spirit, and it's just all the stuff he's collected over the last decade.
Yeah, it's kind of this like environmentalist thing about like, hey, maybe don't put all your crap in the rivers and maybe keep them clean.
Humans are kind of gross, dumping all their shit into the fucking river. Mm-hmm. I stand by it, and someone once told me this is a hot take. I don't think it is. I think littering fines should be in the thousands of dollars.
Well, yeah, especially for cigarettes and shit. We saw how much that can set, how much damage that can do.
Yeah.
Just flicking your cigarette butt out of the window.
If a fine is only monetary, it is only for poor people, which is wrong. So I think that fines should also be based on the income that someone makes.
100%. Fines are just making things legal for rich people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah. Anyways, they pull all this shit out, and it's like, he's a river spirit, and he's beautiful, but he's not, because he's really an old skull, basically.
He looks like a ball sack.
He does look like a ball sack. And then, like, at first when we meet him, he, like, pays the normal amount of money to have a bath, and you're like, this is not going to cover the damages you've caused. But then it turns out that not only does he collect laundry machines and bikes and other trash, he also collects all of the gold. And so he leaves all the gold on the ground. You're like, he's a good tipper. Okay, I get it.
He's like, I understand what I did.
I get it.
And he's also probably very grateful for them for helping him.
Exactly.
Purge and stuff.
Yeah. And then all the frog guys are like, ooh, gold. And Yubaba's like, get out of here, you frog bitches.
This is my money.
But he does leave enough that even Yubaba's like, sake's on me. Just stop picking up my gold, you dumb bitches.
Yeah, which I was like, I can appreciate that. Or, I don't know, because like, what would the monetary value of sake be? Would this be the equivalent of like, here's a pizza, don't form a union?
Oh, this is 100% that case. Being like,
okay.
All of the gold they left is going to make me $100,000. Here's a $40 pizza party. Yeah, you each get a 2-inch slice. So there's that. But anyways, it's time for No Face. Except now he's yes voice, yes mouth, and yes very rich man. Because one of the little frogs is greedy and he comes after hours to find some gold hidden in the floorboards. And it turns out that the way that No Face works is that he eats people and gets their personalities.
Yeah.
And the one he eats is a greedy little bastard. So he becomes a greedy bastard and instantly is like, wake everybody up, I'm hungry. Give me everything.
Because we were going to talk about No Face because I didn't fully understand. Because you were like, right, No Face. And I was like, I don't know what No Face is.
Yeah, so he's not a spirit. He's a monster.
Okay.
And
so is that why he was like, he's not allowed to go into the spirit or into the bathhouse?
Into the bathhouse causes him to go a little crazy.
Okay.
And then when he eats or ingests things, he can take on the personality. In this case, it was the greedy frog.
Okay.
His original concept art was very interesting.
Ooh.
He had like a cloak and all of these like swirly marks and stars with green hair.
Oh, interesting.
I would suggest people looking that up because it's very different.
I like it, but I think I prefer the kind of minimalist black that they did.
I agree. That's kind of the reason.
This gives him too much initial personality, and if he is a creature or a monster that does take on the personality of whoever he's around, I don't think this would have worked as well.
The frog version of him, where he's really large, I could see having all the swirls and designs and stuff, but base him needs to be basic. He's No Face. He's supposed to have nothing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
his name is literally No Face.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a monster. He takes on people's things. He goes crazy and he's like, feed me everything. But he's giving everyone so much gold.
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me.
Exactly. But he's giving everyone so much fucking gold that they're just like, we're going to give you everything. Like, Yubaba's not even awake yet. They're just like already open midday, just like having a good old time. But we can't focus on that because we have to quickly jump away to Haku because he's being chased by paper birds and he's getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, holy moly. It's just death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, and he like crashes into the building and like Sen is like, I gotta go find him, and like picks up a paper bird on her back along the way.
Mhm.
And then we jump back to No Face because we gotta jump back to him. It's important. And he's like, where's Sen? Where's Sen?
He has like an obsession with Sen. Is this because she let him into the bathhouse?
She was kind to him. And so
that's what you gotta do, ladies. You can't be nice to men because then they just follow you and become monsters.
Exactly. But like
that's the themes of this movie.
But he's like, hey, here's a lifetime of gold. And she's like, I'm busy. I don't want your gift. And this makes him go fucking crazy because he just wants to give people joy and she doesn't want his gifts. So he just starts eating more people and like losing his fucking mind. And I'm like, you need to get a handle on your fucking emotions. Like, here's the crazy part. That frog he ate clearly had some bad vibes going on. Like, that frog is like the most devious bastard in New York City.
New York City.
Because like, the dude was like, you know, a little crazy, but he ate the fucking frog and instantly the frog is like,
man. Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because it is this whole like Sen, like throughout this whole entire thing doesn't want to like consume or anything like that. Like very much speaks to that overconsumerism and how it's bad because she doesn't get affected by it because she doesn't want to.
No, she's like, I'm okay. I don't need excess food. I don't need excess this. I don't need excess that. Which is actually interesting because a lot of people assume that her family being turned into pigs was something to be like, you know, people who gorge on food turn into pigs, but that wasn't the case because Ghibli clarified that this was actually a reference to the Japanese bubble economy of the 80s and how they basically turned people into like pig-like consumption habits because of like all the, you know, great things that were going on. You know, people shouldn't just see something good and instantly, you know, absorb it in such large amounts was generally kind of what they were going for.
Yeah, the sort of overconsumption.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that kind of reference the, like, even in terms of like Japanese identity and stuff like that, like this kind of overtaking of like Western culture and things like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know there was some things of Miyazaki talking about like how back when he was younger, like his grandparents taught him about animism, which is the philosophy that everything has a spirit. And then when he got older, people were starting to like not believe this as much. So yeah, I think it's very interesting, all these themes of identity and such.
Yeah, no, I agree. But Sen, you know, runs away and she finds Haku and she ends up in the baby's room. But this is no wee little one.
No.
This baby is like 4 Dwayne The Rock Johnsons in one.
It's like Astro Boy.
And it's like, it's been so spoiled and like kept in this room that it's a germaphobe.
Yeah, I know.
And
oh my gosh.
And it's also like crazy because it's like, play with me or I'll murder you.
Yeah, I'll break your arm if you leave. And you're like, oh my gosh.
Right? And like, she like.
And of course it's voiced by Tara Strong. So it's like the sweetest, most killer.
Play with me or I'll kill you.
Yeah.
And like, she gets out and they're like those 3 little hoppy heads that Yubaba has are like trying to push Haku down the shaft to his death.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, stop, don't. And then a little paper bird on her back turns into Zaniba, which is Yubaba's twin sister.
Literally identical in every way.
Except for personality,
yeah.
We eventually learn. But in the moment, you're like, damn, you're also a bit of a bitch. Because she's like, nah, he stole my shit. Haku stole my seal. I'm just going to murder him.
Which I I understand.
I mean, yeah, I get it. But like, also like, chill, girl, chill.
Murder.
But like, she turns the baby and this weird little like crow into like a fat mouse and a fly.
I love these little sidekicks.
They are
these little mascot characters.
Best characters in the whole fucking movie.
Oh my gosh.
They do nothing but look silly as they fly around being carried by this fly. Like they're so dumb. I love them so much.
Me too.
Just struggling to carry this mouse because it's a fucking fly.
But he does it. He does it really well.
He does. He struggles here and there, but he makes it work.
Have you seen the images from the stage show for it?
No.
Of these characters? Here, I'm going to send it to you.
Are they just puppets?
Mm-hmm.
They're adorable.
I know.
The fly is much larger than it was in the thing. But
Well, because you have to make it, it's theater.
I know. They're puppets. I know why. As soon as I said it, I was like, no, they gotta be big. They're puppets.
I was like, people have to see this.
Yes. But like Haku destroys the paper bird, which gets rid of the illusion of Zeniba. And then he just like falls down a shaft with Sen. And you're like, oh, there is a whole shitload of like evil looking spirits living in the depths and bowels of this place.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little spooky.
It's fine. Just don't think about it.
And well, yeah, and then they land in like the boiler room and he's fucking losing his goddamn mind. And Sen's like, oh, I've got this medicine from the river spirit for saving and helping him. Here, have half of it. And then bro loses his mind even fucking more. He's lashing about. And then he like throws up a slug and the gold seal he stole. And she like smashes the slug and takes the seal. She's like, I'm going to return this to Zeniba to help her save Haku. And then the boiler man, being the sweet old man he is like,
oh my
hi,
gosh.
I've saved these train tickets so that I can go take the train out of here, but I'm going to give them to you.
He's like been saving them for like 40 years.
And then like, as this is going down, No Face is still like eating people and causing havoc. He's like 400 pounds and he's like, bring me Sen, bring her to me. And of course he gets what he wants because he's just going to keep killing everybody. And he's like, hey, what do you want, little girl? I got candy. I got gold. What do you want? And she's like, I don't want anything. I just want to go help my friend. And I'll even help you. Like gives him the other half of the medicine.
Yeah, which is so sweet.
Until bro reacts like it's Buckley's because it tastes awful, but it does work. Exactly, because he's like throwing shit up and he's running everywhere and like Yubaba's throwing kamehamehas at his ass. Like, wah, wah, wah.
Stop destroying my bathhouse.
And then he like vomits all these people and then he leaves the bathhouse and is instantly normal again. And Sen's like, hey, we're going to go to the train. Come with me. And even Lin is like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, he's harmless now. It's fine. Girl, he just ate people.
It's fine. So he's not going to be acting like either like the greedy toad anymore.
Sure, but what if he gets on a train and he's got issues with trains and starts eating the fucking train? I don't know.
Fine.
That part's a little weird. But they like get to the train and girl went from crying about tripping on rocks to having no issues with ghost salarymen chilling on this train.
Hey, it's cool. It's a cool experience. She's got her little creatures with her. She's got No Face. She's fine.
It's been like 3 days and she's like, I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
Nothing scares me.
Yeah, it's showing her character growth.
She was like, hi, I'm Chihiro. And 3 days later, she's like, hey, what's up? I'm Chihiro.
She's Kuwabara.
Chihiro Bara.
Oh my gosh.
But like, they're on this train. They get off. Haku approaches Yubaba and is like, bitch, fuck you. She stole your child. And Yubaba's like, oh my fucking God, she stole my child. And like breathes fire. It's this incredible scene with her hair flying everywhere. She like flies towards him. And like, I love that scene, but it's also just really funny. She's like, he's like, something you love is missing. She looks to the gold first.
I know, right? I was like, oh my gosh.
Damn, girl. And then he's like, think a little more in depth. And she's like, oh, my baby's right there. And then that's when it transforms back. But like, girl first looks at the fucking gold. And then the gold turns to fucking dirt. And she's losing her fucking mind because now she's made no money off of this fucking No Face. Because of course he gave them dirt.
Yep, that's not going to pay for the repairs.
Yeah, and Haku's like, look, I'll get you your baby back if you fix Sen's problem. And she's like, fine, but I'll give you an unknown caveat to this that we'll find out in like 10 minutes.
Yep, exactly. Oh, man. But I mean, yeah, it's the whole point of like, capitalism sucks, baby. Don't value gold, value people. Yay!
Yeah. And then, like, you know, we cut to them getting to Zeniba's after following a very Ghibli-esque thing, which is a lamp with a leg.
It felt like Ghibli meets like Pixar.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. But, you know, very, very otherworldly, and I like that.
I really liked it too.
She, like, gets there, and she's like, oh, come in, children, come in. Call me Granny. And
This is just what I want in the world. I just want to hang out on my little homestead. I just want to, like, weave fabric and knit things and make tea and all this fun stuff.
Oh, yeah, and, like, literally,
work. I just want to be a witch in a cottage.
Yeah, she's having, like, the mouse and the fly, and No Face help spin yarn for her.
I know, it's so cute.
No Face is very good at it, and she's kind of a little useless, not fully, because she's like, I can't actually help you. What I can do is tell you to try and remember your and Haku's names.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll give you this hair tie as a protection ward. But I can't actually help your parents.
sorry about it. That's up for you. Or
But
up to you.
that's but that slug you killed, it was having Yubaba control Haku. So he is free at least from that control. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I like that she also says, by the way, Mouse and Fly, you can change back now. And they were like, nah.
They're like, we don't really want
We're
to.
having fun.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, if I got to be a chonky little mouse, I would love that.
Yeah. And like Haku shows up and he's like, girl, we gotta go.
Yeah.
But No Face stays behind because Granny has use for him.
Good. I think that's good.
It's probably for the best. But this next scene is one of my favorites because Chihiro is riding Haku. He's a dragon, and then she has this like flashback to where she almost drowned and the current took her to the shore. And she's like, wait a second, that was you. You took me to the shore of the Kohaku River. That's your name. Your name is the Kohaku River, which is kind of funny as it is.
What a name.
Like, then he goes, I was the spirit of the Kohaku River. And instantly his skin like crystallizes and flakes off like scales.
It's so beautiful.
And it's so beautiful. And they're falling, but they're doing it gracefully. And then he like floats them to the surface. And then we realize that humans suck because the reason he couldn't find his way home is because they paved over the river to make apartment complexes.
Yep.
And you're like,
woo,
damn.
This is great. This is super great, guys.
Bruh. I look at that and I'm like, I see some of that around here sometimes where they're like, hey, here's this beautiful park. We're going to turn it into an apartment building.
Look at these beautiful mountains. We're going to mine them.
Yeah. Or it's like, hey, we could build housing in these 3 spots for like 500 people, but instead we're going to let a couple millionaires build 3 homes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Fuck that shit. Anyways,
yeah.
They're like, it's also, I will admit, this seems a little weird because like Zeniba's also like, oh, true love. Girl, he's 1,000.
Yeah,
he's
I was like,
1,000 years old.
I think it means like love, and not romantic.
It's romantic.
Is it? It didn't feel romantic to me.
Not from him, but from her for sure, towards him. She's a little girl in love with a boy that looks like her age. He saved her life. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Oh, thankfully, he's not going to act on that shit because he's smart.
Because he's a wise river spirit.
Exactly. Why would he need Chihiro when he's got fucking, waterfalls he could be climbing?
For a second, I thought you said Jahira. Like from Baldur's Gate. I was like, wait, where's she? Why is she in this?
No, I'd be climbing Chihiro if I could. Play Baldur's Gate 3, everybody. But like they get there and it's like, here's your baby, let her go. And Yubaba's like, haha, but you got to get my test. And the test is bullshit. Because
it's such a stupid test.
It's a bunch of pigs, and she's like, pick which ones are your fucking parents, dumbass. And they all look identical. And you're like, really? She has to pick 2 out of 14 pigs?
I was like, this is so shitty.
And if she doesn't, her life is forfeit. Like, girl, chill the fuck out.
Well, yeah, she doesn't want to let her worker go.
Yeah.
Then she can't make as much money.
Even like her baby, Bo, is like, Mama, stop. I'm not going to love you if you keep doing this to her. And she's like, look, a deal's a deal.
Yep. I got to make money, kid.
And like, thankfully, she's like, none of these are my parents. Bold move, Cotton. But she's correct.
Yep.
And yay, it's a party. Everyone's happy. She gets to go home. Woo. They all reunite and they leave. And she still has her special hair tie, which never gets talked about, but maybe one day.
Yeah.
And then here's an interesting fact. Her and her parents, they're just like, oh, there you been. Let's go. Walk to our car. And then they get there and it's dusty and full of leaves, which means it's actually been the amount of time. There's been no time dilation.
Oh, shit.
Did you not pick up on that?
I didn't know, because I know there's a lot of theories about the end of the movie, but I just wasn't really sure. So I thought maybe it was like there was just a lot of wind or something.
No, it's full time. There's no time dilation. They were gone for those full days.
Wow.
That she was working there, which it's like, does the dad, like, how do the parents like think of that? Like she understands what's going on, kind of. Mm-hmm, she may have forgotten. We don't know. Her memory might have gotten wiped when she crossed the river. But like her dad, like they just drive to the house and the movers have just left everything on the front lawn. And there's a letter from her dad's new business being like, you haven't been to work in a week. You're fired. Like,
yeah, I don't really know. Okay, interesting. I don't know.
Yes.
Text us your theories about the ending of this. Did I say text? Email us. Don't text us.
Email us your theories. It's just it's like interesting, because usually there's time dilation in these kind of stories.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's like, nope, we have literally, it's been timed. The parents are gonna have no fucking clue where these last few days went.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens when the parents find out that they've been gone for a couple of days. Just being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like how do you there's no way you could explain that.
No.
But like, the nice thing is we end with her and her family being like, hey, maybe you'll have a good time at school, like blah blah. She's like, you know what, I will. And it's like, kids get to learn that not everything in the world is hopeless. You can find the light and the strength inside of yourself. You'll be good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll go from being 10 to 65 in 1 week. And everything
for Howells.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, when does that happen?
No, for Chihiro, because she aged really quick because she had to go through all this trauma.
Oh, okay.
It's just saying that you'll come out stronger when you have trauma sometimes.
I thought you were referencing Howells.
Why? Because Sophie?
Because she literally goes from being a teenager to being 65.
Yeah. No. I'm referencing back to how she went from being a whiny 10-year-old to being like a strong-willed 10-year-old in like 4 days.
Yep. I mean, it's cool. It's all about that character development, baby.
Oh yeah. But no, this is always a fun movie. I'm talking shit, but I love this film. It's not my favorite of the bunch, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah, which one is your favorite? Because you told me to ask you again in part 2.
Oh, right. I totally forgot about that. If we're going for the main 3, like Spirited, Howells, and Princess Mononoke.
Sure, let's go for the main 3.
Of the main 3, probably Howells.
Okay.
But I love Princess Mononoke.
I still haven't seen it.
They're battling each other. Yeah, it's crazy. But for the individual, like, smaller ones, I really like The Cat Returns.
What? Isn't that the, like, not direct sequel to Whispers of the Heart?
Kind of, yeah, because it has, like, the little cat guy and whatnot in his little world.
Yeah.
Whispers of the Heart, great, too.
Yeah.
A lot of them are great.
We reviewed it. You can listen to it for Valentine's Day for last year? Last year,
yeah. This Valentine's Day, I don't remember what we did. Oh, Carrara? No. Yes. I don't remember. But yeah, no, this is great. Ghibli's great. If you haven't seen it, go fucking watch it, you dumbass.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, you really should. It's incredible. The artwork is beautiful. Make sure you watch it on a big screen. Don't watch it on your phone.
Yeah. Did you watch it on your phone?
No!
Okay.
I watched it on my big TV.
Just checking, because you watched some Ava on your phone.
That was because I was at work.
I saw this in theaters, which was great.
This would be an incredible movie.
I saw it in Japanese, in theaters. It was beautiful. It was incredible.
They're playing Princess Mononoke in theaters here soon, so I think I might go see it.
Do it. It'll be amazing. It's a 4K rebuild with no AI.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay, great. I have to pull up the mail page because I didn't do that yet. Okay, so what would you rate this film?
I think it's a solid 8.77.
You looked at it, didn't you?
I did. I saw it already.
You son of a bitch.
Sorry, when I was going to get my notes, usually I have a thing I wrote that hides it. It hasn't been working lately. I'll have to redo that code. No.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
That being said, I think an 8.77 to like an 8.93 is a good range for this. I don't think it's above a 9. Because there's a couple just annoying flaws here and there. But like I think that late 8 range is a good spot for this.
Oh, absolutely. This film is incredible. Yeah. It is definitely like a piece of classic Japanese cinema that I think everybody should see. Anyways, oh my gosh. We didn't even get to talk about the stage production. Did you know the stage production is 3 fucking hours long?
Sounds about right.
I'm like, for a movie that's all about critiquing overconsumptionism, like, did we think that maybe we didn't need to add an hour of extra content to this? I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and listening to our review of Spirited Away. If you think we're cool, funky, fantastic, please follow us on social medias. We have a YouTube, a Blue Sky. I don't know. We have a lot of cool stuff. And if you want to even go a step further and be really cool, funky, fresh, fantastic, you can go to patreon.com/animates and maybe spot us a couple coins and help us produce this shit for you.
Hell yeah.
One of the cool things that will get you is your name read out on the podcast. So, Mackenzie, hit it.
You think I'm about to come in with a fucking musical number?
I don't know.
Well, starting with the supporting characters, we've got Matthew and Heisei Holmes and Kamichu. And we can't forget about the last one, which is Aladoris. Moving on to our retro cuties.
Oh my god. Commit to the bit.
We've got Duffo and Carly Quack Jepson. And we've also got Butler at his push his body way too far, pushing a 900-kilogram tractor for 1 kilometer through the mud uphill. Might not be good for the body. Rounding out with, of course, a deep, sexy voice says relax, do. Look, I started, I'm finishing this shit.
Do it. We need our final reprise.
And then we've got the best of all, the Chibi Champions of yore, where we've got, there's an anime where the main character will spend the season deciding which of his sisters to fuck, and now Masaka hates everything. Da, 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 da. And Swamp Wizard. Worst Patreon read.
Wow, you
ever.
caused me to have an asthma attack.
Yay.
Oh, man. Well, thank you to all of our patrons. We really love you and we appreciate your support. We truly do.
Yeah, if you sign up, you also get a bunch of bonus content and access to our Discord. So
Yeah.
do it, even if it's for free. Do it.
You can see all the weird shit that Mackenzie makes me do.
Damn right. Like the upcoming hentai figure.
I'm so stoked for this. It's going to be cursed.
Yep.
Be so cursed.
I mean, I do know a bit of 3D modeling. Maybe I will 3D model your character art onto the worst one.
Please don't. Please don't. I will contact HR.
I am HR.
Oh, man.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Right.
Well, anyways, thanks everybody for sticking around. We'll see you next Tuesday for when Mac is hosting and giving me something to watch. So it'll be fun. It'll be great. Stay tuned and find out what that is.
Woo.
Until then, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Chili's baby back.